Hi everyone! Today we're going to paint the sunset or sunrise forest. So what you're going to learn is the blending of colors and learning how to make this tree, little pine trees, right? You can have space between them or make it more dense in between. And I just want to warn you, I'm just going to zip right along. I know this is for the high school, and you can pause at any time. So whatever your device is for that, pause button, stop and put saran wrap on it, because you're going to get paint on your hands and then get it on your device and you're going to be really mad because only water takes paint off. So you're going to want to pause right now and cover it with saran wrap. Okay, so we're going to paint the whole background first. So we have a whole bunch of white paint. Basically the whole thing gets painted white, and then yellow, then orange, then red, which I always call pink, so if I call it pink, forgive, and then blue. And then our trees are made in black because it's a silhouette, the light's behind them. Okay, and we have two paint brushes, the great big one to do the background, and then this flat one which makes the branches. Okay, so let's get our white paint and open it. Oh, and if you have long sleeves, push up your sleeves. Make sure your white, my apron's not on. I'm getting my apron. You have a plastic disposable apron because it comes off your skin but doesn't come off your clothes. And then don't forget to put down your tablecloth onto the table and cut it in half so that half could be on the floor. Okay, so I got my white paint, and it's a lot on purpose. Okay, and our paintbrush, the whole thing won't fit in it, but it's basically the size of your open hand. Here's the yellow part, the orange part, the pink part, the blue part. But the magic always happens where two colors touch and make a new color. So a yellowy orange, and orange is very powerful, so you have to use just a little bit of orange. And then orangey pink is gorgeous, and then pinky purple, and then blue. Okay? So it's just a blank canvas, and it's the vertical way. So I'm just gonna get my white paint, and I have to use the corner, otherwise it won't fit. So I just stab my white paint, get some white paint, and then I'm just gonna open my hand, my thumb is touching the bottom of the painting, and where my pinky is, I'm just gonna put a dash of white paint. You can't see it but it's just shiny. It's white on white paint, right? Just for my brain, so I know where it goes. And then I might as well just stretch that across, as big as an open hand. Well, let's get more white paint. Stab! And let's just, don't use the tip of the paintbrush, use the sides of the paintbrush. So you just hold it like a pencil, and you just push and pull and push and pull. And we're gonna get the whole thing sopping wet with white. And I start off the page and I fall off the page. Ooh, and make sure I get the bottom. And I can tell that I painted it all not dry. Do not be skimpy with your paint. Is it shiny? That's how I can tell I painted it, right? If it's not shiny, you did not paint it, and it'll make a dry, weird color. Okay, now we need yellow. I'm just gonna poke. We only need one poke of yellow. Poke. We won't need more than this, so you get to play with this another time. Save it. Okay, but it doesn't last forever. So now I'm going to wipe this off on the white paint. But at the top of the white paint, I'm just going to wipe it off like a booger and get it off my like that. But even that, look at the stripes of color you get. There's yellow and white stripes, which is the coolest, right? So I want to do a fade. I want it to be very yellow, then not very yellow, then running out of yellow, all gone. Right? So you choose the big side. I'm just going to smash it in like 4 times and make a yellowy white. 1 off the page, 2 off the page, 3, 4. Now that is in my paintbrush. Now I'm going to try to run out of the next time I do it. I'm going to be running out of yellow. So this is very yellow. Almost no yellow, right? Because it's just what's in my paintbrush. But these better overlap. Otherwise it will look like a flag. So I'm going to go halfway on top of the line that I already made. Just land right on halfway, right? And I'm halfway in it, and just go off the page and off the page, off the page 4 times. And then just what's left of my paintbrush, I cut that one in half and go off the page. Oh, it's even lighter. And then a row underneath that, even lighter, even lighter. And then I run out. So now I have dark, medium, light, and no lines in between. And just to check for smoothness, we can only do this 1 time, so we do not want to drop off the yellow all over the place. We can just go 1 time off the page to off the page, off the page to off the page, off the page to off the page, off the page. There. And they're faded. Now you can't see it. But now we need orange. But I just need a spick of orange because she's very aggressive. So maybe I just go in spick. I just get a little bit, just a little, that's probably more than I need. And I'm going to drop this off the skinny way, not the big way, the skinny way. Drop it off. I'm going to touch the top of the yellow, but not overlap it, and just mush it on. I mushed it in like 4 times. But it's like a fly. It's terrible. Now, holding it still the skinny way, could I do the same little fade and go a tiny bit lower, tiny bit lower, tiny bit lower? So I go halfway over that. So I'm always cutting it in half and trying to get that half to come down with me. And I go off the page to off the page. Now a little bit lower, off the page to off the page, off the page to off the page, off the page to off the page. Oh, right. Now I have this nice faded. You can't see, there's no stripiness to it. It's dark, medium, less, ran out, and it turns into this misty mist. And once it's misty mist, it's as far as you have to go. And just push pause till you get that how you want it. Okay, now I'm going to I have a dirty paintbrush, and I don't care because I'm going to do a orange rose. So how big is orange? As big as a, maybe not an open hand, maybe just a relaxed hand. And I'm just going to stab the white stab like that. And let's put the line, oh, it's a little bit dirty, right? And that's just so I could see how big it was going to be, and put my line across. And then I just get more white and just go off the page and off the page. Oh, look at the pretty color it is. Am I afraid to touch that orange? No, I'm about to make the orange. Come on, orange, come on in. Now she's included. And my paintbrush is like a sponge. I can pick it up where it's thick and drop it off where it's thin. Off the page, off the page, off the page. And then I'm going to stab my orange. Poke! But instead of just putting it at the top, how about if I put little pokes just in the orange world? Not down here, she's finished. But just kind of go like this. And then we'll get a more variety of an orange hue. But don't put them in rows. They'll just be 2 stripes. They have to be in between the rosies too, right? Now I just go off the page to off the page. Look at that cool stripes. Off the page to off the page. And then I give it, I'm not even going to blend that more. Look at the cool stripes I got. What happens if I touch that more? Will I have cool stripes? No. I'll have color. I like the stripes. I'm leaving it. You push pause until you catch up with me. Okay, now I'm going to get dirty paintbrush and all, don't care. And now I'm going to get my red that I always call pink. I'm just going to give it a tiny poke, because what do we have to do? 2 colors are touching. This is going to be pink and that's orange. I need to put some pink and make my halfway world like I did down here by my yellow. I just go poke, and I just got some, just a little bit there. And I hold it the flat way, so it's a smaller amount, and my paintbrush is all dirty, so it should make an orangey pink. I just put it on top and make orangey pink. I feel like I could have made that more pinky. One more poke. There. Oh, not a good color. But I want to drop that off about a little bit lower, So now I'm just gonna hold it the skinny way and just make like 3 more passes, lower, lower, lower. But I go 1, and then a tiny bit lower, and then a tiny bit lower, and then I'm running out of pink, and then I ran out. There. Now it's not a flag. You can barely see where they cross over. Now I'm gonna, it's gonna be 4 fingers big as I get towards the top and get my pink, and I just stab my pink like that. And it's only 4 fingers, 1 paintbrush big. Look at the cool colors. It's in my dirty paintbrush. More pink. There. Oh, look at, I'm trying not to touch. What? It's the same color. I can go on top of that, sew them together. Look at those neat colors they made because my paintbrush was dirty. And now I'm going to put blue. What will blue make? Blue will make purpley color, but just a speck. I just need a speck of blue to make purple. A little bit. And then I hold it the little skinny way. And then I'm going to put it on the pink. I need pink's help to make purple. And make my purple. It's not my favorite purple. That's okay. And then I'm going to go maybe 2 rows lower, like, and then cut that in half, then cut that in half. Let's go a row lower. Oh, I'm running out of purple. Running out of purple. Running out of purple. Disappear. So it's dark, medium, nothing. Good job. But now I want to clean my paintbrush. It's not my favorite anymore. So I'm going to get one of my napkins. And I don't have to wash it. I don't have to wash it. I'm just going to look at all the, looks like, oh, that's pretty. I'm going to put it inside the napkin and squeeze that extra paint out. And she holds way more paint than you'd realize. But that's not the color of sky we wanted, huh? So just fold it over and squeeze some over the floor. All clean. Clean enough. Right? It's all hiding in my paper towel. But I am going to stab my white. And I just paint the top white. And then I get little pokes of blue. Pokety, 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 pokety. Oh, more. That was nothing. Pokety, 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 pokety. Hop, 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 hop. And then make those neat versions of there. Maybe more dark blue. Oh, that's better. More severe as stripes. And then I go a little bit lower, a little bit lower. I'm going into purple. I don't even care. I'm into pink. It's running out. A lot of paint. There. Nice sunrise. Now I clean my paintbrush. And the goal was never to have stripes, to blur wherever the stripes are. So now I can get a paper towel. Squeeze this paint out. Okay, now I'm going to get my black. Now we have to make our trees, right? So I get my black. But first I want to tell you about trees. So trees are so funny, right? So we know they're triangles, which basically means they're bigger on the top, smaller on the bottom. So let's say right? But big. But this is how I hold my paintbrush, flat like this. Stamp, 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 stamp. So if I get my black, I might even use my lid. And always just touch my lid like this. Tap, 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 tap. And try to get it on the, who cares about the tip of the paintbrush? I want that flat side. And this is why. I might go like this, and I just, this is the top of my branch. These are my bristles hanging down. So just go tap, 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 tap. Maybe this is 3 fingers wide. Three fingers from the stem, from the trunk, right? And 3 fingers on that side. Well, what would be half of that? I get more black and touch my lid. Tap, tap, tap. Make sure it's on just that one side. Half of 3 would be 1.5. At the halfway point, find halfway and just go, okay, 1.5, 1.5. Look, now I still have the angle, triangle angle. And then the top would be maybe 1. Now let's go half of that, right? So I go, So what would be half of 3 and half of 1.5? I don't know, you can draw a mental line between the two, but it has to be it has to be longer than the top one and shorter than the bottom one, right in the half, right? So I still have that little triangle shape on the side. And then I try the same up here and try to go smaller, smaller, small, small. Now I have a skeleton, but that's not 3D. That's literally 2D. So let me put some more in there, still try, and I have to be shorter than the bottom one and longer than the top one. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, it's a skeleton, right? That's not 3D. Basically, it's just like that. What we need is the branches that point towards you. So if they're pointing towards you, they actually look shorter. Like here's my arm, but if I point it towards you, it looks like short, right? So I just get more black, tap my lid so I can put it on the back. How about if I just put some that are closer to the belly and they never come out to the edges, and I just go, I touch the belly and I almost stick out, but I don't, oh, almost. And I go even closer. And I go tap, 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 but don't reach the outside. Tap, tap. Oh, like I'm putting baby ones in the belly. Baby ones, baby ones, baby ones in the tummy. And the thing that always makes a tree look wild is the little tiny stick outs. This side has nice ratty side because I'm right-handed. This side looks perfectly smooth, like somebody trimmed them with scissors. So I come with almost no paint on my paintbrush, and I just let stick out a few little stick outs with almost no paint, like little ratty ends of a paintbrush stick out. And then what about the top? There's nowhere for the angel to sit. Now I use the side, this not flat like this anymore. I'm gonna use this, but look at that's a little square too. So now I can go tap, 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 tiny, tiny. I'm holding it like this. Tiny, 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 come to a point, 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 soft, 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 point. Now it has a place for the angel to sit. Wait, what if I didn't have a perfect triangle? So it's a wild tree, right? So that is how you do a tree. What? And you're totally gonna rough draft it because the very first time you make one. But what if we make our first one a little baby one on the side so it's ugly and no one really looks at it? Not the big one in the middle, but it's a little one, right? And then the ground is just blobs of black, really easy, right? So let's put one right here. Okay, it's open hand big, so it's into orange, right? And this one doesn't even look that good. I don't care. It's tree-ish, right? So I get my black and then I tap my lid, so I'm basically smushing the paint in because I only need the back side. Oh no, I'm gonna make the trunk. So how big did I say? As big as a hand, so right when the orange starts, and it's gonna go off the page. It's only like 3 fingers from the edge of the painting, right? So I don't know, guess. So, so the skinny paint, skinny wide, not huge, skinny. And I just push up 3 fingers from the edge. That's good enough. But look at, if it's a real triangle, it's probably gonna fall off the page on this side. So we only have to learn on one side. The other side just falls off, right? So that's a good trick. So I get my blick and I touch down, tapping it on the lid. So it's just on the back. Okay, so she's smaller, so she wouldn't be she's not this big, or she is, but I would do 3 fingers then, right? So I go, okay, and mostly I'm just using my fingers to go, how far? And I just flat, tap, 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 I'm flat, like a stamp. So this is the top of my branch, these are my bristles, and I just go tap, 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 tap. Wait, what happens to everything in nature? Doesn't it go from thick, where it's attached to something, all the way to tiny, skinny, like my fingers? Well, to get something thin with a paintbrush, you do it super, super soft. Come to a tiny point. See? I went hard, 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 tap, 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 tap. Then I want to be done with the little, and I go soft, soft kiss, tiny. And then we get more black. Okay, and do the up. Oh, fall off the page. Whatever, nobody cares. Because we're only going to like do one side. Then what's half of 3? 1.5. So find halfway between the bottom of your tree and the top. Be like ish. And then, oh, he does hang out. He fit. And the top would just be like touch. Now let me try to do and make it like get smaller and smaller. This is the trick, because if you make them the same size, up, it has to be triangly. So tie a string to the top of your tree, and it should, an imaginary string from the top of your tree to the first branch, and it should make a triangle, right? Imaginary. So I go, all right. So I'm looking between that one and that one, be halfway. So it has to be shorter than the bottom one. Could I adjust it later? Yeah. Try. And then what's half of that one in the top? 1. Okay, that doesn't look, I want to have to fix my triangle shape as I make my branches. I don't love it. So I just go, okay. Then tap. Oh, it's shorter. Tap, shorter. Hey! 3 in a row, the exact same size. Is not how you make a triangle. I'm going to have to fix it at the end. That's okay. My rough draft tray is just for learning. Because this is Earth. Right. So then, let me try shorter than this one. Now the top one's too big. Oh, they're all the same length. And smaller than that. And smaller than that. And smaller than that. And okay. It is not triangly. Not really. Should I be mad? No, I just adjust. Never get mad. Just do better. Okay, so if this is the longest, she should be shorter, and then shorter, and then shorter. Short. Okay, let's try. I just had to make that bottom one a little longer, so they triangle, right? And same as this one, you kind of fall off the page, and then shorter. Yeah. Well, that's a skeleton tray, right? So how do I fill in the belly? So it's the long ones pointing at you are always shorter. So let's get some blick. Just go, okay, shorter than that, shorter in the belly, shorter than those two, shorter than those two. And it's still the top of my paintbrush is the top of the branch. And I'm going poke, tap. Oh, more blick. Like fill in her belly. I can't see because it doesn't turn towards me. And then there's nowhere for the angel to sit. So I turn and just use the corner of the paintbrush, this little corner. Just go top. Tree. Awesome. Should we do another one on this side? A practice one? Because we know the one in the middle is going to be like show-offy. So we'll save that one when we feel like we're really good about it. So this one goes all the way up to the bottom of pink. But she is, again, she's 3 fingers from the side. But look how much more narrow she is. Can we do a more narrow one? Yeah. So I get my blick. I don't know, 3 fingers. But I'm going to go up to Pink World. 3 fingers away. Pink started. It's really just to tell me where my branches live at. And again, we're only going to have to learn one side of the tree because the other side falls off the page. So 3 fingers big. No, a little longer. Fell off the page. Oh, I'm not doing a flat tap. It's not. Oh, there. Wasn't making those neat little bristlies hanging off the bottom. I wasn't flat enough. I was holding it like a pencil. And then halfway between that and that, I don't know. And then halfway that. And then try to make the skeleton ones. So halfway between this one and this one. Halfway, itty bitty baby. Then try to cut those in half. And just smaller. on. Now can I just fill it in with the itty bitty baby ones? Short ones. So it just has to be shorter than those two. Shorter than those two. So, oh, I think I have to pass again. Look at her tummy's, and there's nothing in her tummy. That's okay, I'll fill it in first. Does it feel very triangle-y? It's definitely one of those tall ones. I need more blick. I'm touching my lid still. Okay, it's not very triangle-y. How can I adjust? Let me look at it straight away. I think this side looks longer, so I'm going to try to make them match. Right? I can even measure with my fingers. Right? That makes sense. Okay, now I just walk up her belly and just put some randos in there and a little branch for you in the tummy and a but they're little. I walk across nice little flat tops. Tummy. Oh, and the corner of my big breast to 8 point. Tree. Now this one's going to be, the next one is like 5 fingers, like if I was touching the trunk, right? Closed hand, including my thumb, away. And we do not want our trees all the same height. They weren't born on the same day. These are acorns, right? So, or they're closer to me would be shorter too. So I go, okay, well, maybe when I get to pink, 5 fingers away. So I poke my black paint like that, poke on the end. I'm gonna hold it the long skinny way. And I'm not touching it, my painting's wet. So 5 fingers away, right where my pinky is. I just go up, and then I stop when I get to pink. She's taller. What if my trees touch? Is that bad? It's not bad. It's a forest. Trees touch, right? Besides, we're seeing it from perspective, and it only looks like they're touching. So if I go 3 fingers, I can always make that longer if I need to. Then half of that is only 1. And then I try to make half of that. Oh, these two are the same size. I have to fix my triangle as I go. And this one should be just shorter. I could tie the string to the top, to the bottom with my mind. I think this one needs to be bigger. That's it. Then there. Okay. I had to do the string trick for my brain. Now I can go halfway between each one of those. Halfway, 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 halfway. There. More black paint, and then I just put it on my lid, so I can go tap, 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 flat, flat. And then I try to make those halfway in between the thoses. Halfway in between thoses. Oh, look, it's not triangle shape. I'm gonna have to go back and I'm not making good. I'm gonna have to fix my triangle. It's a stack. I made them all like the exact same width. Okay, this is when I don't get mad. I adjust and do better, right? So I'm gonna stand back here with you. They're the same exact width. So I'm gonna have to make some of these longer, right? Triangle, pull the triangle string. Oh, I almost touched the painting, that'd be bad. So these need to come out a little more, which means I can measure and make, I was trying to avoid touching the other tree. Okay, there, and 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 there. Okay, more triangle-y. There. Right, now I can do, that's a skeleton tree. Now I can fill in the fluff in her tummy, and they're always shorter than the ones I just made. So I get more black and touch my lid. Tap, tap, tap. And go pokey, 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 pokey. Tap, 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 tap. tap, 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 tap. But I'm holding it as flat as I can. I don't have to use much pressure. I just go tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, wait. Even those I made the same length. No. You just have to be shorter than the branch in the triangle. I made them all exactly. That's okay. And then this one, I just can't go past it, right? It can't go past my skeleton branch. Skeleton branch on the bottom. Always the skeleton branch on the bottom. And then I'm starting to run out of black paint. Now remember I was talking about this one? It's those ratty little stick out branches, right? I'm gonna go and visit and intentionally make some fuzzy fuzzes with no paint on my paintbrush. I just touch the branch and pull it out just ever so, the softest of soft, with just picking up the paint that might still be a tap. Oh, I'm making like fuzz. Hey, I didn't do it to this one. I think it looks nice. I'm gonna put a few fuzzes, little random stick outs. They're attached. They're attached to the branch. So like I have to touch the branch and walk it out. Touch the branch and walk it out. There, it looks more now. Oh, this tummy needs to be filled in a little bit. All right, tap, tap, tap. A little bit more in the tummy. She's not so see-through in the tummy. Yay! Now we can do our great big whack. How do you feel about that? Right? Triangle, pokey, texture. Blick. Now I'm going to get my lick, poke. And this one ends when I get to purple humongous tree. So I'm just halfway in between these two trees. Just nail it. Oops. I better stand in front. I'm going to make it crooked if I don't stand right in front of it. Right. Like, oh, that's so ugly. I'm covering it with branches. So, okay. Okay, this one's the biggest, so it's probably going to be 4 fingers across. Oh, touched another tree. Touched another tree. So, and then halfway would be 2 whole fingers. And then 1 whole finger. And then I try to go, okay, then halfway between those two, as long as it's a triangle, I just can make it in my imaginary string. Be like, okay, and stop, okay. And then this side, pull my imaginary string. This one's longer, that one's shorter, okay. And then pulling my string, triangle shape. Okay, and then one, Then can I go in the between each one of those? Triangle. I can draw the triangle with my mind, and then so I know where I'm headed. It's like taking a visual picture. When I go like this, I go Where does it need to be? I'm landing right there, and I was staring at the spot as I walked over. Hey, they're the same length. I'm gonna have to fix it when I do that. And then, but I can re-triangulate something, right? And then shorter than that, and shorter than that, and like a baby nothing. Now I can fill that in. Tap it, 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 tap Tap, tap, tap. Poke, poke, poke. Flat paintbrush. It's a stamp. Smaller, 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 smaller. Okay. Oh, look, I don't have a good triangle. Let me check it with my mind. Oh, these ones need to be longer. Look. Okay. now that I have my, now I have a triangle-ish. Now I can do all those baby branches. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Remember, I get to go back and do those fuzzes. That's the best part. Those irregular, natural fuzzes where it's like where your hair sticks out. It's like not smooth, like a helmet. It's the little stick outs that make it look natural. And you know what else? They're all evenly spaced apart, and nature has never done that ever one time. So let me fill in the belly, right? I'm just gonna walk kind of zigzaggy across the belly, higher, higher, higher. Just kind of ruin the belly a little bit. Climbing ziggy, zaggy, ziggy, zaggy, up the middly, making like more branches. They're all overlapping as I walk across. There, her tummy's full. But there's no good stick outies when they're all evenly spaced apart. So I'm going to put a few randos. You just come, okay, there, one for you, one, just random, branch. I'm just touching the wet black paint that's already on there, just letting some gentle little stick outies happen and kind of ruin the perfect pattern I had going on there. It's still triangle-ish. Okay, and can I make any look at evenly spaced apart? What if I have intentional, accidental stick outs? It's more natural. But you have to watch out for making those evenly spaced apart because humans like that. And then using the corner, I climb higher, 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 higher to a point. How about a little baby tree in the middle? I was just born. But look, maybe I could just do it because I can't see it at the bottom. But I only have to start going triangly as I get higher, higher, smaller, 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 smaller. Just to make it a little more foresty. I can make it taller. Stick outs, stick outs. That's a little more crowded. Awesome. Okay, what's the ground? You can make grass, which is you lift up your painting. You just go tap, 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 tap. Grass. Oh, it's making squares. I don't like it. You know who would make better grass? Touch the lid. Get some black. Whoa, I touched the black. It's way too much black. That's going to make a disgusting mess. Where can I take it off at? Just get some of it off. It's like a little, there. I just need some. This is going to make way better grass. Watch this. Oh, 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 oh. I'm letting it fall off the bottom. I definitely have to pick it up because the easel would be in the way. Oop, perfectly straight. Nature doesn't do that. Kind of go back and ruin it. A few little escaping little speckles. Can't be perfectly flat. And I'm falling off the bottom. But I have to wash out these two paintbrushes because this is acrylic paint, which means plastic. Acrylic nails, plastic. So if you get all the paint out, which means keep squeezing it with a paper towel till you literally don't see any color coming out, then it won't dry hard plastic, right? I don't want, if I get all the paint out, and then I can use a brush, like a scrub brush for the dishes, or scrubbing the bathtub. I just go scratch, 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 you know, and then rinse it, and pull the bristles apart and really let the water get in there. But now I have a whole bunch of paints left. If you put the lids on them, they'll last about a week. Maybe a little longer, but I wouldn't trust it. But you can go and paint. Do you have little paintbrushes at home? Dollar store has them. You can paint rocks and use after they're painted and let them dry. You can use a Sharpie and write little notes on them and leave them on. Oh, it's not closing good. Close. Along the walking path. cheer up someone's day, decorate your own backyard, your own garden. You guys did a great job. It looks great.